Hey everyone, welcome back to the back nine here at Lake Eureka 2019 World Championships. My name is Robert McCall. Joining me on the mic today, Anthony Heuvel.
Hello, hello, hello.
Cameraman extraordinaire, editor extraordinaire, cool hair guy extraordinaire. Anyway, let's keep moving. We got Chris Dickerson. He's putting together quite a round so far.
Yeah, he's shooting hot.
And we got Andrew Presnell on the card as well. Nate Sexton, always making the smart plays, making some good shots. And then we got Josh Anthon to round out the card. A couple of former champions here. Mm-hmm. And Chris Dickerson, who challenged for the win, got a pretty brutal roll away on the last hole a little while back. But anyway, let's get on to the back nine.
It's 2019, though.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, hole 10, 450 feet. A lot of players are taking a little less than driver here. I feel like this doesn't quite play a full 450 feet, maybe a little bit downhill. Mm-hmm. There's OB left and kind of woods line right. Those are really the only issues you'll run into. This is one our players want to ring up. It's in a string of par threes right in a row, starting at hole 9. Mm-hmm. 9, 10, 11, 12, all gettable par threes. You want to walk out of here with at least a couple of these. Sexton looks like he's going to walk out of here with this one for sure.
He's sitting pretty. Chris needs that to finish soft.
Ooh, and that's a kick off the tree that sent him out of bounds as well.
Yes.
That's rough.
Really cool tree.
This is a good shape from Anthon, but also tracking left.
Mm-hmm. A little bit straighter play. Chris kind of threw a turnover, like a force flex, where Josh was just kind of going hyzer flip straight. Let's see Andrew here taking the straighter line similar to Josh's as well.
Yeah, and this really isn't in any danger to get too far left. He's going to have right around circle 2's edge, but call this about 68 feet. That one skinny tree, you'd think you could throw. It's a long hole. You'd be like, I won't land behind that. I feel like people land behind that so often.
Yes. It is the biggest small tree in the world.
So Dickerson, unfortunately, is over the top for his look at par. Josh just throws the putter in there. He does not care. He's like, yeah, it's in there.
Yeah. Oh, basket's right there? Okay.
Oh,
I'll
sweet.
just throw this in it.
Oh, there's death behind it? Don't care.
No,
Thanks.
I'm not going to go there anyways.
So we got a couple birdies, one par, and an unfortunate bogey after that kick for Dickerson.
Mm-hmm. Moving into hole 11, par 3, 300 feet. I think it plays a little bit shorter. You were talking about we're kind of in a string of par 3s that you really want to get. This is by far the most must get. It's basically any sort of a sidearm with something overstable like a mid-range or a putter turnover. Probably plays closer to 250, 270 or so. It's not quite the full 300. It feels like Nate here is going to be going with a Sexton Firebird to no one's surprise.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, if I ever get to the point where I have my name on a disc, that's literally all I'm throwing on every hole. Oh, hey, this is a 500-foot hole? Yeah, I'm going to throw this Warden. It's got my name on it.
This is a McCall Warden here.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about it.
It's a pretty straight shot.
Oh, you need this to go super far left? Yeah, I'll be throwing the McCall Warden on
this. It's a 2-shot hole.
So, yeah, see, that's right. So lots of respect, Sexton.
Andrew with some sort of a putter and just not getting the putter stick. He's had so many of those this round.
That are just a couple of inches too long or too wide. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have 3 inside the circle, and Presnell will be putting for par here. That's a good conversion, especially after that's so frustrating for that to run out the back.
Right.
Dead center for Sexton. That couldn't have been more on the pole.
No. Chris looking to follow suit.
Yeah,
a little high, but in it is in. He don't care. And Josh also looking to tap in his 2, excuse me.
That was another smooth forehand there from Anthon.
The feeling I get when I throw a really nice shot is almost overwhelming. Just knowing that I threw the best to my ability and knowing that I've practiced that exact shot and being able to execute under pressure is amazing. I play disc golf because I've been playing with my family for over 10 years, and when I can make them proud through disc golf, that is one of the happiest things I can ever experience. I chose the Lucidex Getaway so that I could have an overstable fairway driver that is controllable in any type of wind.
Okay, guys, we're here at Lake Eureka, hole 12. It's a par 3, 354 feet uphill. It's the famous water tower hole. There's a section of inbounds that you can lay up if you want to. It's about 250 feet off the tee, but most people play for the island. Plays like 400 feet uphill power, and if you want to go for it, that's what you got to do.
Hey, thank you, Zach Melton.
I will say you're welcome for Zach.
Yes.
Yeah, like Zach said, this plays every last bit of probably 400 plus. Hole 12 coming in at the fittingly 12th most difficult hole.
Yeah, and you could hear Sexton once he hit the water tower saying, be safe. A lot of shots that hit the water tower, especially high, just roll out of bounds like that.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate for Anthon. But yeah, you really need to land low by the water tower if you want to keep it safe. Or you can just, if you beat it entirely, then yeah, you're never in danger. Kind of like Chris.
Once again, speak of the devil.
Yes. I promise I haven't seen this coverage before.
Andrew, I believe this is force
Yeah.
for him.
This is good shape. Maybe a little bit early, but probably in a good position.
Sit.
There we go. Finally a decent break for Andrew.
Right, and that's what you were talking about, why you want to hit low, where it doesn't quite give it the chance to stand up and roll, where Josh hit a little bit higher and just rocketed.
And it's worth noting that this tee box plays quite a bit uphill. So
Yes.
you are running uphill to throw this shot. That's another thing that makes it feel a lot longer than it is.
Huge putt there for Nate.
Yeah. Waving to his adoring fans.
Yes. Many fans for Mr. Sexton.
Dickerson in with he's got the cool one-up mushroom disking through there. That's pretty sweet.
Moving into hole 13, this is the par 5, 1,080 feet, probably 300, 350 to water carry on the first, or to the first little, they don't play as islands, but they may as well be islands.
Right.
Kind of those little outlets of grass is where you're going to be seeing players throw to. Basically just get a hyzer safe here to our left, and then you're going to have, hopefully, not be tucked up against that one big tree, so you can throw in here, miss this bushy clump of trees. Ideally, you're going to get past that where that guy is walking right now, and then leave yourself probably another 300, 350 into the green, which is not an easy green. It's sloping towards the water. There is OB decently far behind and left of the basket, which shouldn't come into play, but it is there. The slope is kind of the main danger on this green.
That's right. This tee shot is the longest of the 3 shots, and each of the other 2 feel really similar. All of them feel pretty similar to one another. It just depends on how much you bite off on that second shot.
Yeah, if you take this shot that Nate's throwing here, maybe a little bit higher,
Right.
and repeat it 2 more times,
You're golden.
That's what you're looking for.
Now, he is going to get relief off of the rocks there, so he'll have some good footing. That's actually a great spot to be.
Yep. Chris making the adjustment, going a little bit higher. And that's literally the 1 square foot you don't want to be in.
Yeah, just behind that tree is really rough.
Chris threw that, and probably about 3/4 of the way there, he turns around and he goes, "That's the perfect spot." Very sarcastically.
What kind of roll is that for Andrew? Dude, the hits just keep on coming for Presnell.
If that doesn't summarize his round so far, it's just throw a good shot and just a bad break at the end.
Super punished.
Josh just barely beating that tree.
Yes, now that is the garden.
Yes.
That's where you want to be.
So Chris, from a weird standstill,
Are you serious right now?
just casual as can be.
Oh my gosh. There are so few people who pull that off. And he just one time? Yeah, I'll just go ahead and make this really difficult.
Cool. And now Chris was actually looking at it, there is kind of a left-hand side that plays along the safe grass the whole way, but there are exponentially more trees to avoid that way. So that's why most players are going to be taking these hyzers out over the OB water, like Josh just did there.
Yeah, and so tee shots that land in the water or go out of bounds go to the drop zone. And I'm telling you right now, this drop zone is not a fun place to be.
No.
Like, Andrew's going to have a huge hyzer into the green from there, but he had to throw a pretty good shot to get here. It's a low ceiling off the drop zone. Saving your 5 is super difficult for most people. Presnell's like, you know what? I don't have time for your bad kicks. I'm just going to put myself inside the circle.
I'm done with these bad breaks and bogeys.
Yes.
I'll take a bad break and a par, please.
Thank you.
Nate, probably some sort of Firebird or something overstable, it looks like.
That's what it looks like. Kind of a bad skip up the hill for him, and then a little extra roll at the end. He's going to be in circle 2, putting back down at the basket, which does run away toward the water.
Yes.
And on our coverage, round 1, we saw Dickerson get that roll away on that putt. He left his approach a little bit short, quite a bit closer now. I doubt he's going to be hitting the pole below the basket here.
Correct. That's a very safe. You could bet your house on that one.
Yeah, I should. I should.
Josh.
I've been looking to get another house.
I think that was eagle again, basically just inside the circle you could see.
Yeah.
And here's Nate, like you said, putting just directly at the water.
Look at the visual of that putt. Oh, if you don't hit the basket, here's some water.
Yeah. That's so hard to commit to.
Yeah. So he's a little bit low. Anthon's is perfect. Same for Dickerson. Sexton's going to drop in for his par. We'll move on over to 14.
Hole 14 plays as an 805-foot par 4, kind of a low ceiling between these two trees we're about to fly through. And then the ground kind of slopes back up a little bit, so you can't get huge distance off your tee shot. Most players are going to be playing to this shade spot right here and then throwing a hyzer approach out over the water into the green, which the green reminds me a lot of hole 13's green. Kind of a little bit sloping left to right down towards the water. There is a little bit of OB long and left of the basket that ideally shouldn't come into play. You basically want to throw kind of a, looks like Chris is going with an H1, just something a little bit more to the left than that.
Oh, that's a bad kick.
Right there.
Ooh.
Really not a bad spot.
Looks safe.
Actually.
Yeah, he'll have a safe hyzer for 4, no doubt. This is overturned for Josh. That needs to hit a tree. Yeah, that's a fantastic tree for him. That was in the middle of the water for sure. X-Cal flex for Sexton, and this is piped. Yeah, anything past the ditch that's next to that tree there is going to leave you inside 400 to the basket.
Yep. Andrew.
The pretzel man. He's so good at the low ceiling shots. Wow, that's just sick.
That's exactly what you want. Chris.
I mean, his
just massive hyzer.
Yeah, impending doom was over the edge of that cliff there, but he just crunches it. Yeah, I mean, he's way up there.
Yeah. He wasn't happy with that one. He wanted to hang it a little bit wider to maybe get closer, but also like, Chris, there's water there, man.
Yeah.
You got to keep it inbounds first.
The tree that is like 20 to 30 feet in front of his lie has a 500-foot stake on it.
Jeez.
At least it did during Ledgestone, so you can understand that was probably about a 500-foot shot that he threw right there. Maybe a little bit less. Great shot from
Nate
Sexton.
is just filleting this hole. Looks like force again from Andrew.
That's right.
Big hyzer out over the water's edge.
This is a great angle. It's going to finish a little bit uphill of the basket. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is coming in as the 8th most difficult hole in the course, 3.93 scoring average. That's because the best players in the world are playing this course right now.
Yes.
Also, okay. Come on, Josh. Let's not get crazy here.
Even he thought, like, hey,
Yeah.
that might be
come
it.
on. The A pool played at Eureka yesterday. The B pool stats will be added to the pool after this, and I think we'll see the average on a lot of these holes go up quite a bit.
Yes. These guys are making this hole and this course look considerably easier than it actually is.
Yes.
So hole 15 is a par 3. This tree here with looks like a flagpole in front of it is actually a Mando to the left. And this is actually playing as the 3rd easiest hole. You basically want to throw, you can get a sidearm there, some sort of a turnover with a mid-range of your choice, basically. The difficulty really lies in stalling out, going long, or missing your putt, because this is elevated on top of some hay bales.
Yeah, X-Cal forehand for Sexton here, and you wouldn't expect anything less. He's up there, probably a little short of what he'd like, but circle's edge.
Andrew, this is either Avenger or Avenger SS.
I think it's got to be SS for the roller, and he has piped that. Oh, curling the hay bales. Man, what a great shot.
Yeah. Chris going with some sort of a mid-range. I'm not sure what it is exactly.
Yeah, this is what he threw on hole 2 as well. I believe Zach said that was M3.
Okay. That would make sense.
I was talking, that's a great shot from Dickerson. I was talking with him before today's round. This was yesterday when I was talking to him, and he asked me if Zach was doing the commentary again. I was like, I'm not sure, man. He's like, all right, I want to make fun of him somehow. Because he said, in the last commentary, he said that Chris was scared of the water or something like that. Chris wanted to get him back, so I haven't seen it yet, but he told me to watch out for it.
Okay.
In the meantime, Anthon and Chris are just going to jam easy putts.
Maybe that's how he made fun of Zach.
Yeah, like,
hey, Zach, I'm 20 under par right now. Oh, Nate. Even Nate said that came out weird. Yep, he does not miss those. Moving on to hole 16, another par 4, 606 feet. This is playing as the 16th most difficult hole, otherwise known as the third easiest hole.
Yeah, last one the fourth easiest, this one the third.
So we're going the right direction for these players.
That's correct.
The round is kind of finishing out. Let's take our foot off the gas a little bit. Spoiler alert, no.
No, we're going to attack it.
This is one that they're definitely wanting to attack. That bush line up near the basket, you saw a Mando sign. But basically, you want to throw a turnover like that, maybe a little bit less turned over, and then a similar shot again, maybe a little bit straighter into the green, which does slope away. Or
yeah, you can just go big roller.
This.
I was going to say, I was surprised to see Presnell not go roller after throwing roller on the last one. This is one of the best rollers you're going to see here. I've seen some crest that hill and get circle 2 looks, and that's just crazy.
Yes.
This is just a regular good roller.
Yeah, you could see Josh with the unfortunate tree hit there was going for the roller.
Yeah.
You could see on Chris's there, the top of that hill is basically circle 2, so he's probably 80 to 100 feet out.
Yeah.
Nate going with that orc again. Probably a little bit lower than he wanted.
If you can beat that tree that he just beat in the air, the disc goes probably an additional 80 to 100 feet because of the downhill behind it.
Josh didn't quite realize he's not on the tee pad anymore.
Oh
and
my
threw
goodness.
Basically his tee shot. Now,
that's way down there.
There is OB long and right there. He was safe by about a foot.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's a good shape for Presnell to land that on that downslope. Yeah, this is one of the this has to be the easiest par 4 on the course relative to par, and it's still not a walk in the park.
No.
If you don't throw a good tee shot, it's so hard to control your speed into this green. All these guys have thrown good tee shots, so they're not worried about that.
Chris with just a flick of the wrist there on, I believe that's an A2.
I think so. I think that's right.
Put it close.
Josh trying to give it a run under those branches, but comes up a bit short.
Jam.
Andrew. Well done, man. Sexton dead center, nice and low. Never a chance to spit out.
So Josh does get out of here with his par after basically hitting first available, and then 3 more birdies to follow suit.
Yeah, and these guys are putting some rounds together right now.
Absolutely. Moving on into hole 17, 300 feet. Throw what you want. You got to put it in this little grass area is an island. You'll see some orange paint there. The sidewalk long is OB. The water short is obviously OB as well. Just most of these guys are going to be going putter or mid-range on a hyzer. Just get it safe. Andrew, like we said, I think that's a drone.
Yep.
It looks like it at least.
All right. Nice and safe.
Chris, this is PA3.
Wow, I kind of expected that to be more of a straight shot, but he just plays the big hyzer. Well, I guess that works.
Yeah.
Take another look at that with this flight line. Those kind of neutral putters are really good for this because they're not just going to dive left.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to continue to push forward and just move left a little bit.
And I feel like he goes with the putter rather than a mid to kind of take the OB long. First of all,
2 times flight line?
Shout out double flight line.
Dang, Sexton Firebird. Maybe a little bit closer than Chris. It's hard to tell.
We got to walk this one off, guys.
Yeah, let's step it off for the CTP. Anthon.
I believe that was another eagle.
Yeah, 4 drives inbounds. That's how it should be here. Most groups will go, a few 2s, 1 in the water, a long, and take a 4 and a 3, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty typical. Is kind of 3 2s and a 4.
Yeah.
For this hole, but we are
We're just going to go with the
primed
4.2s.
for the star frame. Yeah, you guys can get those OB drives out of here.
Yeah.
We don't have time for that.
That's all right. Looks like Sexton gave up the CTP to Dickerson there.
Definitely. Hole 18, par 4, 711 feet. This is a finishing hole and a half.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Coming in at the 6th most difficult hole. It's basically right to left sloping towards the water the entire time. So you want to land your disc flat, or some people will actually throw a roller off the tee, and then there's just trees everywhere coming into this green. It's farther than you think on your second shot, and there is just danger, danger, danger. You can't throw high, you can't throw low because it does kind of slope up and down. That's a great tee shot for Andrew.
Yeah, anything that's even kind of remotely around that little concrete portion there is going to be a pretty good spot.
Chris getting some turn.
And that's fine. The thing is, once you're up on the right side of the hill, there's just a bunch of not awesome gaps to throw. So you just have to pick one and go for it.
Yeah. And I feel like the farther right you are, the more you're throwing towards the water on your approach, which is just not ideal.
Yeah. Now here's the play.
Yeah, just roller to center cut.
Yeah, just riding straight almost the entirety of its I guess it's not a flight, of its roll. And this is headed right for Anthon. Climbing that hill. He's going to be by the swing set there. But that's not a bad spot.
Not at all.
From Andrew's position, we'd see some players take a big forehand out over the water, a big Anheuser, but he's just going to take the low ceiling hyzer. Clips a leaf that doesn't really slow it down. Clips a tree that does slow it down. That's going to be right around 50 feet away.
Probably a good tree.
I think so.
Seeing it from that angle, Andrew turned around and he was like, I don't know if that was a good tree or not. Seeing it from the catch cam angle, I think that was a good tree.
That was a bad tree.
That was not a good tree.
Oh, wow. The quick roller from Anthon. This looks like either a putter or a mid-range.
It's a putter, yeah. He said it's an AVR that he got in 2002.
Has he been throwing it like that ever since?
Apparently.
God, that's incredible.
That is one of the most ridiculous shots you're going to see.
Just the trust on that.
I mean, he threw that at the water, sloping downhill towards the water. Just not a care in the world.
Just trust. And then, as expected from Sexton, smooth Firebird approach. Chris kind of forced to throw a little bit of a putter skip shot there.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Yeah, and that was a round of inches for Presnell, not his best. Wow, and another miss
It's a bit high
for
me.
Sexton. He's been saying his putts felt a little bit weird today, but so we're gonna have just the single birdie from Anthon.
Yeah.
Everyone else dropping in for their par here. Par is not a bad score on 18.
No, not at all. Andrew dropping in as well.
Yeah, that's going to move Dickerson to 22 under on the weekend, move him up quite a few spots. Same for Nate Sexton, moving to 20 under.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been our round 3 coverage. We hope that you will join us again tomorrow for round 4 as we are back at Northwood. It's moving day.
Oh, yes.
It's time for some people to stake their claim on their position in the top 10 and higher. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe to the Dynamic Discs YouTube channel. Click that bell for some notifications, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.